Beware, surrender to what is, let go of what was, have faith in what will be. If you have picked this card, you are being guided to surrender. Surrender your worries, burdens, and control over outcomes, and just be with life in this present moment. By surrendering, you allow life to move forward naturally as it should. Resisting the natural cycles of life only causes anguish, frustration, and a feeling of constant struggle. Dear one, stop persisting in swimming the other way. When you push against life, life pushes back, and what you resist most will continue to exist in your life. Do you feel perplexed by the fall of autumn leaves? No, for there is trust in the natural cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. We too experience these cycles. However, most of us live in a state of unawareness and resist the cycles of birth and death within them. This doesn't mean you should quit, but rather to make that decision to trust in the cycles of life. For when you are in acceptance of what is, you become more empowered to attract the outcome you desire. Acceptance does not mean giving up your power and light to another, allowing yourself to be ill-treated, or giving up on your dreams. Acceptance is giving up your resistance to what is and allowing Spirit to guide you to do what needs to be done. When you surrender that tight hold you have on the situation and bring yourself to a place of inner peace, you will find that clarity, solutions will appear, and allow deeper wisdom to guide your way. Energy that was once spent on resistance will now be focused on projects that bring you joy. This in turn will attract the miracles and blessings you so hope for. An affirmation to say to yourself is, I surrender to this moment and trust in Great Spirit to guide my way. Associated chakras, solar plexus. Living light energy. See the beauty in life. Spend time in nature. Understanding that everything is energy, the air we breathe, the elements, emotions, sound, animals, people, our thoughts, all of this is energy. Living light energy is positively charged and full of physical life, radiating its permanence throughout the universe. Cosmic and earthly energy is all living light energy as it stems from the celestial light source. All of creation, the cosmic Big Bang, and its remnants make up the wonderful and beautiful collective of living light energy. It is pure energy that vibrates at its original blueprint. While energy is transformed, transmuted, and recycled across time, its living light energy hums in synchronicity with universal planning. All energy pulses its divine signature, with plants and animals also resonating with living light energy. The very state of their being, biologically unaltered, is an open receptacle to living light energy, with creation in all forms stemming from its divine beauty. Opening yourself to receive living light energy requires only an open heart that wishes to be balanced and harmonized with the universal flow and the divine source of all that is. Whole and complete, this energy now awaits you to integrate and unify your heart into an all-love energy. Currently, you may have discovered it or reignited a passion for crystals and gemstones, water gardens, walking or hiking in nature, and gardening. These beautiful energies are encouraging you to connect with living light energy, to open your heart to natural beauty and the breath of life. Right now, see the beauty in life. The simplicity of nature and its divine elegance will encourage you to reset your mind in the present moment. All energy is recycled. Know that now you are changing your attitude in life, soon to emerge from the deep slumber of transformation. Surrender yourself with living energy such as plants, crystals, or minerals to support your light body through this powerful transition. The shadow aspect of this card, though, is hatred, dissonance, and exhaustion. So you might be dealing with that. Sacred crystal is celestite. Angel assistance, Archangel Ariel. Healthy living, connecting to animals and nature. Affirmation to say to yourself is, I integrate living light energy within my heart, mind, and soul, and I am one. Rejection. Use rejection to grow, expand, and build yourself. Feeling rejected can disconnect you from your heart and soul and immobilize you. Rather than buying into rejection, focus on how you can grow, learn and improve from your experiences. If If you are a writer and you sent your articles or a book to a publisher, they have rejected it, then try to hone your writing skills and then send your work out to several other publishers. Use that rejection as the motivating force to succeed. If a person that you have feelings for or felt a deep love towards has rejected you, then work on healing your heart and recognizing that there is someone out there who is more suited to you. Many people use rejection as an excuse to close down, become suspicious, guarded, and give up. Then they hurt and reject others. They hide behind rejection and never give themselves an opportunity to take a leap of faith and find their life calling and heal. By picking this card, you are being urged to hold yourself in a higher regard. Keep your heart open and trust that you have learned from your experiences and will not make the same mistakes again. An action for this card is to take a pen and paper. On one side of the paper, write down what you are afraid of, especially in terms of being rejected. On the other side, record how you can use rejection to succeed. Then take action with confidence that rejection can be your friend. So for this first bottom tier here, you have 3 cards. Living light energy at the center. Rejection as healing yourself energy. So that's what you potentially might be having a hard time with, is rejection or some kind of rejection that's showed up in your life. So surrender to the flow of the universe and the quantum physics. If you want, go to watch Dr. Hagelin, Hagelin, on YouTube about the unified field, quantum physics, to get a better scientific understanding of what living light energy is. And, surrender to that. And understand that rejection is only make you stronger or makes you who you will become, and learn from it. It's like making a mistake. It's okay. Key of life. Spinning the Ankh, the key of life. The key of life is the mysterious Ankh, the looped cross held in the hand of Isis. This mystery is opening to you now. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. It could be in a creative sense or in a physical sense, in terms of health, or even a child that wishes to be born, or a new project that needs to be created in service to humanity. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Let it happen. The Ankh comes as blessing and confirmation that new life is seeking to express itself through you now, an encouragement that you allow this to occur. Something has started to be born through you at this time. See it through, beloved. Don't let it struggle to survive from lack of attention or care, or a belief that it will not be enough in any way, or it will be too hard to handle once it is created. The Ankh says that life will prevail and your creation will come to pass. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. If you're unsure of what your creative destiny may be, or unaware of the exact nature of the new life being born through you now, remember that sometimes the creation will be a project or object, a relationship, or a new human life. Sometimes it is even a new way of thinking that is wise and heart-centered, and will be available for others to draw nourishment from, as an alternative to more destructive and addictive thought patterns which humans can struggle with from time to time. There is one creative process common to all of humanity that is the birthing of the soul light into form. No matter what other forms of life are being created through you now, the mystery of the Ankh reveals that you can know for sure that you are growing spiritually, and at this time to allow more of your soul light into your life. What this means is that no matter what the appearance of circumstance in your life right now, no matter whether you feel alive with creative flow, energized and happy, or whether you are in despair as your old world is no longer bringing you peace or seems to be falling away, your divine soul is behind it and new life is emerging. It is safe to trust and allow this process to unfold. It is safe to trust in the changes that they serve your highest good. This oracle also brings a special message to those on the creative path. If you have hit a blank page or a dry well for inspiration, if you are encountering debt in your ability to create and flow, do not despair. The Ankh promises fresh inspiration will return to you, and you can be assured that just as the Nile floods filled with life after it has receded, so too will your creative flow soon return. Your creative days are not over. Your creative well will rise again. and you will feel youthful, energized, and full of hope and promise, inspired to create. Furred and feathered friends. Ethical consumption, making a difference through our food choices, caring for all beings, animals, environmental awareness, doing the best we can, animal spirit guides. Animals are intuitive and sacred beings that walk the earth beside us. They are the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions and some of our most loving companions. They have much to teach us, and yet the ways some species are treated is quite unbelievable. As we become more empathetic and our sense of compassion expands beyond that of our own family and community sphere, we start to see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and all her inhabitants. As humans are evolving and moving to a lighter consciousness, our bodies may struggle to digest what was once healthy and fortifying. Also, when we are doing the work spiritually, we may feel more sensitive to things that don't fit with our values. When we take on the energy of a product that has suffering imbued in it, no matter how good it tastes or even how organic it is, we may notice a lowering of our vibration as it challenges our spiritual integrity. That is not to say that there is one way of living and eating that everyone should adopt. This message is about doing the best we can within our circumstances. It is not always possible to access nutritious or locally produced alternatives. However, as consumers, we do have the power to push for change by choosing how and where we spend our money. When it comes to consumption, we have many more options in the West than did previous generations. Unfortunately, this variety has had a detrimental impact, and on the whole, we need to eat more plant-based foods to address endemic health issues. As the false food pyramids fall away, they reveal themselves as misinformative marketing tools of the meat industry. We can let go of this falsehood and choose nourishment that is sustainable, healthy, and inspiring. Also, be aware of environmental factors such as land clearing and water use. Once you start to scratch the surface, you will discover an alarming and eye-opening truths about food production. There's no need to be dogmatic about making a shift, but do what you can. It does make a difference. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and to that freedom for all. Alright, that was the second tier. We had Key of Life, the Yonk, and understanding there's a new spiritual birth, maybe, or there's potential for creative endeavors, whatever you may want to maybe think about taking your time and building or whatever it is that you desire. And underneath it, you have surrender and living light energy that may inspire you to help take the time, surrender to take the time to create. You may be dealing with a pregnancy baby. Furred and feathered friends, the living light energy, seeing the connectedness in everything and all things. Everything on a quantum level is interacting in some way, whether it's like plants ingesting soil and sunlight, to an animal ingesting a plant, to a predator ingesting the animal, and then the predator, like Lion King, like circle of life, right? So I don't think just jump into rejection. That's not going to help, because you need to heal the rejection aspects of your life, and not be like, oh, I reject this now because I'm trying to be spiritually cleansed. Like, no, that's not the solution, right? It's just being more cognizant or conscious about what you're putting in your body. Be the tier of sacred rapture. Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith and wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength, is deeply empowering. This is how Spirit sees you. So when you connect with Spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally, become generous with your forgiveness. You are also less likely to be hoodwinked by your ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. When we are beheld, the need to behold arises. We need to bear witness to the sacred, to acknowledge what is true, which means cutting through the fog of delusion, deception, and confusion with the clarifying knife of higher perception. There is quantum power in pure vision. It empowers the viewer and also that which is viewed. Seeing from a position of inner spiritual truth, we look below the surface, which is alchemical potency to set healing in motion. What vision of yourself or others do you either cling to or free yourself from? How might your choice either encourage or impede soul awakening? When life is tough, you can admire the courage it takes to grow. There is a compliment inherent in being allotted life challenges. If something big has shown up on someone's path, then the universe is basically saying that they are enough of a spiritual badass to deal with it. It's a vote of divine confidence. If you or another are battling something, you can choose to feel awe and respect rather than fear and despair. Rapture is a state of intensely pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. It is not only a personal experience, but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity. This is the kind of joy that is generous, soulful, without reason or agenda, and delightfully contagious. It is a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity. It refreshes the soul and nourishes the heart. It reminds us that everything is okay. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. It tears us out of our misery and despair and plugs us into an electrical current of enlightenment. The darkness is cleared in an instant. A beatitude is a blessing, the highest blessing. The oracle of beatitude of sacred rapture brings guidance that the beautiful, healing truth of spirit is your reality. All else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense spirit at a work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in the zone of truth. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Even one of them is a precious drop of divine nectar nourishing your heart. Allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who is growing ever more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. And that was the top of the pyramid, the top tier. This is the above, looking into the heavens, God, whatever you believe in, force, quantum physics. And then, that's just the big higher truth or higher self perspective. The key of life is what you need to focus on, what you can work on, with understanding the new birth of whatever it is that you're potentially creating, and seeing the furred and feathered friends are all part of a harmonious circle of life. Surrender, see living light energy, and heal the rejection that you may have had a hard time dealing with. Hey Sagittarius, this is your oracle reading for October 2021. Sagittarius, October 2021. Spider, community and web weaving. Divination of the Ancients message for Sagittarius, October 2021. Oracle, wisdom. Divine circus message for Sagittarius, October of 2021. The jugular. Sacred Rebels message for Sagittarius, October of 2021. Bring it into form. Shamanic medicine message for Sagittarius, October 2021. Ancestors, wisdom. Mystical shaman message for Sagittarius in October 2021. Earth.